All praises, man. Shout out to the family online. Salakia, man. We got the, probably like a little 10 minutes late. All praises to the Most High, though. Clap it up one more time for the visitors. They came far out, man. Appreciate them. All praises to the Most High. So today's title of today's lesson is Discriminatory Lending, Persecution, and Systemic Racism. All right, we're going to talk about a couple things. But before I dive into the lesson, I wanted to cover something my brother Vince was talking to me about the other day. I just want to kind of cover it one more time for y'all. I know this calendar thing is a new thing. But me and Rother decided just to kind of show y'all how to do the calendar. I know a lot of people run from that. People that's been in the truth for years. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to count one more month, and I'm going to just show you how to count, Vince. You know what I'm saying? So follow along. I'm going to show you real quick, and then we're going to dive into the lesson. So let me share my screen. Because I know it could be confusing. Shalom to the mother of the channel, Sister Milka, Most High in Christ bless. All right. So look, we just had a new moon, family, right? All right. When was our last new moon? Y'all see it on the on y'all screen yet? The people that got their phones, put your phone on silent. Y'all can follow along. You see it? It came up yet? All right. It's already there. All right. Daniela, when was our last new moon? You know I'm gonna call on you. Wednesday night. What day was that? On the calendar. Okay. What is it about? Day. Dayana. How many days in a month? How many days in a month? 30, all praise to the Most High. So look, we're going to count off 30 days, all right? Our last new moon was Wednesday, March 2nd, right? How do we calculate our days? When we start our day? In morning? Evening, right? Beautiful. Okay, so look, Wednesday night, all right? Y'all see it on my calendar? I'm going to go slow for y'all, all right? Because I know it seems a little confusing, all right? Wednesday night, you see this? At evening, when the sun went down, was the beginning of our new moon, all right? We're going to count it off. So look, from Wednesday to Thursday night, that's one day completed going into day 2. You see that? Start over, look. Wednesday, sunset, to Thursday, sunset. That's one day completed going into day 2. Toy, see that? Because I know a lot of people kind of confused with that narrative or that concept. I'll show you again. I'm going to go slow. Wednesday night to Thursday night, the day is done when the sun went down. When the day is done, it goes into the next day. So one day is completed, we're going into day 2. All right? Y'all follow that concept? Y'all sure? Yeah, they like that. That's like I'm speaking another language. It's all good. All right. So look, we're going to count it off. Right? So this is one day completed. 2, 3. This is where we at right here, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 completed going into the what day? 30th. You see that? March 31st, right? When the sun went down, the 29th day completed, went into day 30. Day 30 is from 31st March evening to April 1st evening. That's when we keep our new year. Y'all see that? So just because I counted 29 days, I counted 29 days completed going into day 30. Remember, it's 2 portions of the day, family. You got the evening portion, you got the morning portion. Evening portion comprises of approximately 12 hours. The morning portion, another 12 hours. Combine them, you get what? 24 hours. Did y'all catch that? Make sense? Just a little more practice, y'all get it. But that's how it goes. You got it, Vince? You got it? You sure? You want to count backwards? All right, look. So 29 day completed. That evening is the 30th day, okay? All right. Just wanted to show my brother that, man. Good brother, but y'all gotta practice that. You practice it, you'll get it more down pat. All right, so now let's get into the lesson, man. Discriminatory lending. persecution and systemic racism. How many of us still believe it's racism going on in America? Has anybody in here experienced racism? Could you talk about your experience, brother? Dying. I know Mike Zach, man. Talk about your experience, Doc. Tell me about your experience with racism.
Well, I've had quite a few instances of racism throughout my life, but one that stands out the most was I wasn't even in America. I was over in Europe playing ball. And one day after practice, I was walking to my apartment, and Edomites ran up on me. They pulled up on me in like a station wagon. They were like probably like 4 or 5 deep, maybe like 5 or 6 actually, and they just started yelling out, "Nigger, fuck you!" Excuse my language. Nigger, get out of here, nigger. We don't want you in our country, you nigger. So like that was like heavy, but like for me, in the moment, I wanted to react, but you know, all praise to the Most High, I use wisdom,
right?
Because if I had reacted, you know, I'm in another country.
Who knows?
I could have probably never been heard from again.
For sure. They don't care about us in other countries.
Yeah.
The only reason why they came and got A$AP Rocky is because his political affiliation. Remember when A$AP Rocky got locked up in some small? He walked out with like a $2 bill. Man, they was ready to throw him under the bus. He was in Sweden. Yeah, you know, Sweden, all them little racist European countries. They was like, you're going to get life for this little thing that you walked out on. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get life without the possibility of parole. He had to call some, I think his label put in a favor. And one of the governors reached out to the Sweden president and was able to get him released. But he didn't get released right away. So just how much that's a celebrity. A$AP Rocky is like a D-list celebrity, right? He only known because of Rihanna, right? You got a baby by Rihanna. But outside of that, he like a D-list celebrity. Imagine somebody like us, nobody know. Like the boy Marcus Ox said, hey, that would have been the last if you ever heard of the brother, man. Do something in them other countries, European countries, they don't care about us. And the U.S. embassy is not coming to get us, right? Give me another experience. You have one, Jason? I want older brother, because you ain't lived life that long, guy. Ain't nothing happened to you. You talking about your school here in Americas? All right, tell me about that. Yeah, tell me about that.
All right, so came here like maybe 2019, like after waiting a week before I finally started school, because I was a little hesitant to start school because I know there'll be like probably some kids that'll be racist towards me,
right?
My sister, and there was this kid. I think he was like, it's more so with our own people, like that still think they're not black at all. So it was like some Mexican kid, I think, and then he was like calling me because I didn't know what it meant, because like even where I came from, we don't really use that word like nigga. We don't really use it, so I didn't know what it meant.
Right.
So he started calling me that, and I was like, wait, what are you saying? And then I asked him what does it mean. He said it means hi. He told me that it meant hi.
Oh, he meant it like in a form of endearment. Because some brothers do say, "What's up, my nigga?" in a form of endearment.
He didn't mean it like that.
Okay. Oh, he lied. Okay, he been a devil. Did he say the ER, nigger?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Okay, yeah. He meant it derogatory. All right, give me another one.
I got a couple for you. You want just one?
Yeah, give me one, man. Just give me one.
I'll tell you a deep one, and it was very profound for me. 4th grade, back in the 70s, and it wasn't so cool to be black back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So pop culture was all white. We had just had the 60s civil rights movement.
Right.
All of a sudden the country got real quiet. I'm a young man in elementary school.
Right.
Straight A student, black kid in the only white school. Someone asked the teacher that question. Teacher, where do black people come from?
Damn.
Oh, well, they were the slaves. And, we really owe Troy and his family an apology for what we did to them. And, but Abraham Lincoln freed them and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there, and when I look up, everybody in a full circle is staring at me. And life was never the same again. You know, because we're at school, we're on the playground. You know how kids will get into it over something.
Right.
They didn't even have to say nigger. All they had to say was, "Oh, you're black." And what was cool about it is, like, I remember being in the bathroom. I got like 6 kids teasing me because they saw me handling my business and decided my privates were too dark. Okay? And so I'm going from person to person trying to fend off insult after insult. And then I turn to another black kid and I say, "Why are you with them?" He said, "Well, I might be black, but I'm not as black as you." You know, and
He was a lighter complexion.
he was a little bit lighter. And you know what's funny is we knew him, like I knew him growing up to that point. I mean, this is only like 4th grade. His father's name was Watutsi, and he used to pursue my mother. And what's funny is I was just a shy, quiet kid because I never spoke up about this to my teacher and my mom because they'd have skinned him alive if they knew that story back then. You know what I'm saying? They'd have put him in his place real quick. But I went from a straight A honor roll student to a DC student, and no one could figure out why. And I felt betrayed in a sense, like, you guys lied to me. You guys told me I could be anything I wanted to be. You told me I could do anything I wanted to, and it was just a lie because we just slaves, you know? And what's even more profound or funny about it is that I remember years later, I'm in my 30s, visiting my mother, and this news report comes on. I'm sorry, I didn't think we were going to take this on. But this news report comes on TV and it's talking about the effects of how they teach slavery in school and the effect it has on black people. And I remember looking at my mom going, "That's a bunch of garbage. Look at me. It didn't affect me." And then from that point on, I had a bunch of what you would call kind of like revelations or experiences because I had blocked out a whole bunch of stuff. Like I had all these habits and behaviors that I did growing up as a young man that I didn't realize. For example, I never went to the bathroom at school again, ever again. You know, if I had to use the bathroom, man, hey, I'm sick, I got to go home. You know, I went home, handled my business, and came back. You know, but I had forgotten that behavior. Or like that young man who used to tell me that, "Oh, he's black, but not as black as me." Well, growing up, we ended up at separate high schools, but we would compete against each other on the different sports teams. And my buddies would be like, "Hey, man, there's your friend." And I always hated that guy.
Right.
Always hated him and could never remember why. They would be, "Why you hate him so much?" Couldn't remember why until I was an adult man and those memories came back. But, you know, it's that subtle, insidious, underhanded kind of racism that you don't even know is racism. You think it's the natural order of the world, the natural order of things.
Right.
That's the worst stuff because it does the most damage. And I always wonder, what would I have been or how would I be different had I not had that experience? Because I just remember, for example, seeing like interracial couples going like, "Wow, like how'd that brother do that? Like how'd he get past the being black part?" You know, because it's like you gotta get past the black part just to even approach or just to be equal. And growing up in the workforce and just in life, I always knew I got to be twice as good as that person, just to be equal. And a lot of times that ain't even enough because they're real quick to, you know, you could be flying high and let a brother 2 blocks over do something messed up, and all of a sudden we all reduce to the least common denominator.
Yeah, for that, one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch.
Yeah, we all the bad apple. Yeah. You know, they don't put Barack Obama and say, "Hey, y'all
all can be like this."
Yeah. They pick the criminal, the guy who just killed somebody. "Oh, you all murderers and thugs." So,
and that's the goal. That's the goal in America. That's the goal in America, man. It's to decimate the image of the black and brown brothers, right? Y'all remember the Constitution is still cemented as law, right? How do they look at us in the Constitution? So what's that? 60% of a human? So we're not even full humans, right? As they say, right? So keep in mind, man. America's not your friends. Give me never trust your enemies. Let's start off with that. Ecclesiastes 12:10. I want to keep this in mind. All right. I know some of us had some penetration and had a little bit of success over here in Americas. When I say some of us, I'm talking about an anomaly, maybe 1%, if that. 1%. This is how they're able to confound us and make us bedazzle us and make us believe lies because they have LeBron James, Oprah, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z. That's 1% of the whole host. So you mean to tell me we can all be like this 1% to 99? No way. But this is how they advertise us and give us hope. Go to the hood. Everybody trying to be what? LeBron James, Jay-Z. Who else? Kobe, LeBron. Some. That's what's keeping me alive. The hope. If I give the people hope, I can neutralize them. I take away their hope. Now I got to be concerned. Because when you're hopeless, they don't care. Now they dangerous. I give them hope, I can neutralize them, right? Read that.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, or Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10.
Mhm.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
That's the word of God. I didn't say that. God said, don't trust your enemy. Sure, like iron will sure rust over a process of time, so with this white man and this white devil wickedness. He's going to show you. Just ask him enough questions. He will reveal himself, right? Continue. Watch this.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been.
So he comes to your communities, right? And he says, hey, I want to make some land modifications over here, right? Let's get rid of the mom and pop store that's been here for 30 years. Let's put a Chipotle right here. Let's put a Starbucks on the corner. Let's get rid of the mechanic that's been here and he's been passing it down to his generational family. Let's get rid of that and let's put a car lot. It's going to bring up the property value. No. Read it again. When he said,
verse
when he
11.
there?
No.
No, what are you? Verse 11.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself.
Though he humble himself, and he's telling you really enticing words, read.
And go crouching, yet take good heed
The
and
Lord
beware
said,
of
take
him.
heed to this devil. All you got to do is look at his history. He did the same thing with the indigenous brothers of this land. He came in peace. Hey, show me how they make your knives. Show me how they help you hunt the buffalo. Show me where the precious metals are. You guys are wearing those big gold chains. Show me how you guys extract the metals. How do you get the 10 pounds and get it together? Our forefathers were really good at that. Us being the natural nice people that we are and loving, we show them. And then as soon as we got comfortable, they killed us and made it and called it a feast and celebrated every year. On the third Thursday, Thanksgiving, right? Mocking us with the turkey and the cranberry sauce in the middle, representing all the brown lives and bloodshed that they killed on that day. In total mockery, and we celebrate it. Willfully, right? Family calling you. Don't call you all year, tell you to come celebrate the most wicked, diabolical day you can celebrate. The massive murdering of a whole nation of people. Notice you don't even see Native Americans no more. Rarely. But we celebrate it every third Thursday of November. Happily. Oh, it's not about that day anymore. It's a family day. How could you rewrite history? What are you talking about? That's admitted as history. You can't rewrite that, right? That's America for you, though, right? Fake, phony devils that can sweet talk us and make a situation as bad good. That's prophecy. Give me Isaiah 55 and 20. Right? Yeah, the sister said it. Yeah, no, we destroyed for lack of knowledge. I was familiar with the story. I actually, my history class talked about Thanksgiving, but it was just I never translated it, to the family. I just always looked at it like it was just a day that the family got together. You know what I'm saying? But the school that I went to, they did teach about the real, true, authentic origins of Thanksgiving. They did talk about the Pilgrims killing the indigenous people. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Everything is backwards now, right? The Lord said destruction coming to you, that you're going to switch everything upside down. You calling good evil and evil good? A woman that dressed like your sisters in here, it's beautiful, right? This is holy. The world would call it, hey, they enslaved. They're prisoners. That little church on the corner, they got their women enslaved. They're in bondage. Because they're covered up in righteousness. Look at these beautiful daughters of Zion.
Can I say
Yeah,
something?
speak on it, Al. Yeah, speak on it.
So, and it's so funny because since the feminist movement, right, which they go against all the principles. I'm gonna show you how perfect the laws of God are, right? So the feminist movement, which started the whole narrative of you're a slave if you're modest, right? You're a slave if you cook dinner for your husband. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a slave, right? They got what they wanted. They got freedom. Women got freedom, right? Why are women more depressed than they were when they were so-called slaves? The statistics show that since women and the feminist movement has started, women are more depressed and confused on why they can't find men than they were in the 50s, the 40s. But they got the freedom they wanted. You know that term chivalry is dead? No, they did because that's the truth, because they're going against the nature of what a woman is. Men naturally, this is how perfect the Bible is. The Most High knows how men are and knows how women are. The natural beauty of what a man and a woman are is we complete each other, right? We complete each other. When you go outside of that, like a man trying to be a woman or a woman trying to be a man, right? For instance, brothers, how many brothers want a woman that's a husband? That's why chivalry's dead. And you know what happened? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let it go. Wickedness is so foolish. That's why when you read Romans chapter 2, I think, their knowledge is foolishness.
Come.
Well, think about it. This is their knowledge. As a woman, I should be able to lay with whatever man I want, be what I want. I should be able to have the whole phase. I should be able to do all of that, right? It's the wisdom of the world, what Esau has taught our women, right? I should be able to do that, right? But then I don't know, but after I do all of that, I should have a man come and take care of me. After I run it up, do whatever I want, lay, do all dab and dibble, orgies, all of that. And when I'm ready to settle down, a man has to sweep me off my feet. But naturally, does that make sense?
Hell no.
Because naturally, men don't think like that. So what's going to happen is the good guy, right, which is the good guy that all the women want after they run it up in the club and do all of that, they want the good guy. They don't want the good guy in the beginning. They want to be able to be the whole phase and lay whoever they want. The good guy will be like, well, why am I the good guy? I might as well be the bad guy and run it up with you. And don't wipe you. And then by the time she get that, they confused. Well, why I can't find a man? You can't find a man because you're 19, 20, 25. Your prime, when you were supposed to have a man and raise a family, you was out there running amok. Now, the man ain't gonna want to settle down with you after you done ran yourself up. How many of you? That's like I said this last day, and then I'll turn it back to Iran. I had a brother tell me, he said, and I gotta be honest with this. He said, why can't women have? I'm gonna be honest. He said, why can't women have multiple men like men have multiple wives? I said, no. I said, okay. I thought about it. I said, let me ask you a question, brother. Who's a provider? Naturally, who's a provider naturally? He said, naturally, a man's a provider. I said, are women providers? Like in a sense of a man? Or no, they take care of the home, right? They're keepers, I will say that. Men are providers. They're supposed to go out, right? Hunter-gatherer type, right? That's not the natural state, right? I said, does it make sense for me as a man to provide for a woman, right? Providing for her, taking care of her, feeding her, clothing her, sheltering her, and then she says, oh yeah, and by the way, but I get smashed by another dude occasionally.
Wow.
What am I getting as a man from taking care of her? Nothing. So you telling me I have to feed her, shelter her, nourish her, and then she tells me, oh, and by the way, I can go out and smash what I want, then come back to you for you to. So he can smash me and you take care of me. I don't think, does that even make sense? So naturally, the Most High is like, look, a man is a hunter-gatherer. He takes care of. He's the protector of his household. If he has two wives, guess what? A man can take care of both of those households more naturally. A woman can't take care of two households Can a woman cook? It's hard enough for a woman to cook and clean for one household. How's she gonna cook and clean for two? Unless she wants to be the man, and the man is the woman, right? Then that's not the natural state. So that means the woman, she needs that shotgun, and when the burglar come in, she goes downstairs. She says, "Babe, you sit in the bed," and she go home.
Nowadays, some people want to probably take care of it.
See that? But shoot, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Go ahead. But yeah, it's just it's the madness. Go ahead.
Calm, man. Yeah, well, things is out of order, man. Read that again. Yeah, we all upside down, man. We all upside down now, man. Read that one more time.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
And that's Esau. Esau is good at making things that are evil good now, right? He's trying to sensationalize the homosexuality and transgenderism, right? Right. That is top. That's key point right now, right? You can't speak against that, right? But nevertheless, being a dominant man and just being in your natural state is wicked now. You're almost being oppressed to be a man, right? It's crazy. But look, let's go ahead and get into it, right? Discriminatory lending. Let's get the definition of what that means, right? Let me share my screen for the family online. Brothers and sisters that's in here, we can just go ahead and I'll give y'all a bar. All right. Right. So discriminatory lending or lending, it said is when a lender receives a mortgage application and bases their decision on factors other than creditworthiness, such as race, color, sex, religion, or national origin. Meaning, we all qualify for the loan in here, right? The business loan, the mortgage loan, on paper. Oh, them niggas, they niggas though. Where they live? 90059. That sound like Watts. Nah, we ain't giving them no loan. Nah. Tell them they deny it. Right? A very, very normal business practice that Esau continues to use to discriminate and to keep us subjugated and held down. Right? He don't have to be barbaric, old school style of slavery, how he used to do it, right? Chattel. He can switch it up now. I can do it with the swoop of a pen. But that's prophecy. Give me Isaiah 10:1. Watch this. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
See, the Lord said, destruction coming to you that submit in laws that are unrighteous. This is unrighteous in nature. To prey on the disenfranchised, the less fortunate, the disgruntled that's not really informed, to exploit them. That's a wicked thing. But that's how Esau got rich. Esau's whole ideology is to prey upon the weak and the people that's not informed. And I'm going to exploit you because you don't know your rights. I'm going to exploit you because you're not informed. You don't know. You don't have any information. I'm going to keep this information from you. And I'm going to keep you subjugated. Give me oppression. You know what I want. Make a wise man mad. This is why we upset. This is why when you see us on a corner and we crying out loud, it's because we can see the systemic forms of racism. You know what I mean? We got police brutality, mass incarceration, stop and frisk. Y'all familiar with that, right? Stop and frisk, meaning if you're black, driving in a black neighborhood, I have the right as a police officer to stop and frisk you, put a gun in your face and tell you to get it back in his car. And you didn't break no laws. You see what I'm saying? These are systemic forms of racism we're still going through right now. This is why we pissed off. So much to the point where you have a term, right? Black Lives Matter. Hey, black lives are getting killed unarmed with their hands up on camera. Right? That's the more barbaric style, but even like the brother Toy was going into, the more subtle forms of slavery, which still is very, very prevalent today, right? Very prevalent, right? Read that.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Read again.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Salaki, I see the sister Cheryl. I just see what she said. Salaki, I didn't even try to look. I try not to look at the comments if it's not on the subject, but look, sis, look. All right. I know this might be a doctrine you heard, okay? Yahushua had 2 wives, okay? If you got ears to hear and understanding, he had 2 wives, okay? She said, where in rare letter where Yahushua had 2? First of all, Christ don't change, all right? Give me Hebrews 13:8. This is a form, I'm gonna educate you a little bit if you got ears to hear, sweetheart. All right? I know you was taught a doctrine that's not in the Bible. So we're gonna read the Bible, okay? If the Bible is your God, right, and this is what you live and die by, then I'm gonna give you the Bible. I'm not gonna give you a doctrine, I'm gonna give you what the Bible say, right? Read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 8. Yahushua, the same yesterday and today and forever.
So Christ is the firstborn of all creatures, right?
Yeah.
Does he change?
Nope.
According to the Bible, he does not change, right? Okay, now look, Christ has 2 wives, right? So she's talking about Christ changed something. No, he didn't. He got 2 wives. Judah and Israel were his wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you talking about? Multiple wives is out now. What are you talking about? Look, we got 3 patriarchs, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. 2 of them had 2 wives, multiple wives, right? The middle child, the middle one, he didn't have multiple wives, Isaac, right? But Jacob and Abraham had multiple wives, and the Lord said they never sinned. Give me the prayer of Manasseh. Let's get the prayer of Manasseh. Let me show you something. You got ears to hear, listen up, all right? Now, we're not advocating that because there's order to it. Like the brother said, you got to be able to compensate and take care of them. But I'm going to show you in the law where it says you can do these things, right? We just got to let the Bible be with true and let every man and woman be a liar. All right? Give me the prayer of Manasseh. Get the prayer of Manasseh in the Apocrypha real quick. And this is all respect because I know the sister come on a lot. But this is a doctrine you was taught that's not right. All right? Most High ain't going to never change. Give me the prayer of Manasseh. Read that.
You just start from the top.
Nah, let's get to the point. Get when it says thou therefore, O Lord. It's like down. Thou therefore, O Lord.
To thy great greatness.
Thou you can the next one after that.
Therefore, okay, I got you. The prayer of Manasseh in your Apocrypha says, thou therefore, O Lord, that art the God of the just, has not appointed repentance to the just, as to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which have not sinned.
Which have not what?
Which have not.
2 of these men, the Lord said, have not sinned, have multiple wives. So if it's wicked, you're gonna have to tell me that these 2 men, that the Bible's lying. We gotta throw out the prayer of Manasseh. Read it again, huh?
Which have not sinned.
They have not sinned. 2 of these 3 patriarchs have multiple wives. Right? It's a normal thing. Now, brothers do it now wickedly. They do it for lust matters. They was building back then. That was the whole purpose of it, to build. And there's laws in the Torah on how to conduct it in an orderly fashion. Give me Exodus 21:10. All right? And there's a prophecy that hasn't happened yet in Isaiah 4:1. We'll get that too. Just to combat that lie, because I know that's a doctrine out here. It's madness, okay? We can't have doctrines and bring preconceived notions into the Bible. Let God's word be the truth and every man and woman a liar. Don't bring in ideas, all right? You bring in ideas, you lose it, right? Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
If he what?
If he take him another wife.
No, that's not in the Torah.
If he take him another wife.
This is a law, sweetheart. The law's forever. If you do decide to do that, read.
If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he
What
not
the brother with
diminish.
Rata was going into, you got to be a provider. If you cannot provide for the woman, you're disqualified, according to the Torah. So there's laws and provisions in place just in case you do decide to go down that route. You have to be able to take care of both of the wives, right? That's what the scriptures are going into. But yet and still, you got to rightly divide the word. Think about it. The Lord called David, who had plenty of wives. He called David a man after his own heart. King David. That means when you see David, he thinks like me. My mind is like his. You see him, that's how I think. You have to call David wicked. You have to call Solomon wicked. You got to call the patriarchs wicked.
The Most High wicked.
The Most High. Yeah, you got to talk Yahushua. He got 2 wives.
He literally got 2 wives.
Yeah, he married to Judah and Israel. So now we got to call them wicked. It's like, and then there's all right, for the ones that try to be like, well, show me the New Testament. Well, let's go. Matthew 25. Let me show you a parable. If it's wicked, why would they use a parable in this fashion, right? Matthew 25, read verse 1. Now, this is not literal, but it's a parable. Watch this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1.
This is talking about Yahushua in the spirit, if you got ears to hear. Yahushua is Christ in Hebrew. Read.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
Now, this is more spiritual, but nevertheless, it's talking about Yahushua. The virgins is Israel. It's saying 10 virgins trying to marry this one man.
Why would he use that?
Why would he use this parable if it's wicked? That don't make any sense. So when you rightly divide the word, you got to come out of these ideas and these things that you're taught. Just let the Bible be the truth, okay? Finish with Isaiah 4:1, because this prophecy ain't happened yet. Respectfully. Isaiah 4:1. Read that.
The book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Has that happened yet? No. This is a prophecy. Read it again.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
In that day, 7 women, which is a number of completion. It's not saying 7 women. It's, that number can be ambiguous, pertaining to whatever. It could be a multitude of numbers, right? Because the word 7 just means complete. It can be 2, 3, whatever, right? But the Lord said 7 women. This is a prophecy that haven't happened yet, right? Read.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name.
In them times where sisters like, look, I ain't even tripping off the money per se. You know what I mean? I just want to be your wife. I'm coming with my own bag. I just want to learn under you. I just want you to guide me. That's a prophecy that hasn't happened yet. That hasn't happened. So, sister, respectfully, all right, we can go. I can give you 100 precepts you're not gonna be able to deal with.
And that was in red letter because she said, "Show me in red letter."
Yeah, I went into the Matthew was red letter. That's red letter. You know what I'm saying? So you needed the proof. You got the proof, but you can't use that though because Christ is the word, isn't he? What did Christ tell us? Did we take our words? Because we sound like the Christian church when we do that, right? Give me Luke 4:4. We don't, or Matthew 4:4. We don't take our words, right? What did Christ say? We live by every word, right? Or do we do selective chapters? Because now we moving like the Christian church, the bootleg Christian church, rather, right? Where they use selective scriptures and chapters, and they take out certain books. We don't do that. We deal with every single word, right? Read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word.
No, just red letter.
But by every word.
Every single word we got to live by, okay? We can't admit. I know people like to do that. You got brothers that got doctrines. I list certain pages. I don't go to because they don't follow my doctrine. That's wicked. What are you talking about? What did our king say? See, look, I got a husband. I got to follow, right? I'm married to Christ, right? And Christ is the dominant figure in this relationship, right? So I have to subscribe and submit to my husband. What did our husband say? Read it again.
It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
So every word. So we rightly divide the word. Apocrypha too. And when we rightly divide it, we see clearly it's not wicked if you do it decently in order, as the scriptures tell us. Okay? So that's it on that. I'm not going to go into too much more, but I mean, hopefully you got the edification. You wanted the red letter, you got it. All right? That's a parable, right? And if you keep reading that chapter, you're going to see those 10 virgins were all trying to marry the bridegroom, Yahushua. Why would the Lord use a parable like that if it's wicked?
That's like the Lord using a parable of sleeping with another man's wife. Will Yahushua use a parable of sleeping with another man's wife? So why would he use a parable of a man having 10 wives if it was wicked? And then comparing that to the kingdom.
Yeah. Right.
The end talks about the marriage chamber.
Yeah, it's more deeper. I didn't want to go too much
Yeah,
into
no,
it.
no, go ahead.
It's way more deeper. I mean, because they ain't with the lesson on, but I just want to correct the sister. I know that's a doctrine out there. You know, it's a big organization that teach that, but that's incorrect, right? That same organization, and respectfully, you know, because I got love for the brothers that teach that, but they'll tell you that Isaiah 4:1 is going to come to pass later too, which makes no sense. Because if it's wicked now,
Why is it gonna be right?
Then it's going to be like, so is a law.
It's
Sometimes,
wicked now, but then in the kingdom,
but then in the kingdom is not gonna. It's gonna be a law. That makes sense. It's a law. The law is forever. The law doesn't ever go away. The law is always gonna be. Now, is it expedient? No, I don't believe it's expedient. I don't think that's something you should be focused on. You know what I mean? Brothers that focus on that, they usually have a lust demon. You shouldn't. It's not expedient to have multiple wives. You can't even take care of the one you with. That's the balance. Right? You can't even take care of the one you with. What the hell you to like getting a whole nother family and bringing her into the situation? Are you stupid? You trying to get blow up beds and shit? What y'all doing? Come on, right? Now that's the balance of it. You see what I'm saying? That's why Paul said it's not expedient. Although it's lawful, it's not expedient. Expedient means it's not beneficial. It's not really beneficial to what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the balance, but it's not wicked. If you got Drake money, and you can have multiple wives, bro, according to the scriptures. If you can take care of them, that's the prerequisite, right? And there's other ones, right? There's other prerequisites all throughout Deuteronomy and the law, but the most important one is you got to be able to support both of these women and not slack on the first one. So if you do all this for the first one, you got to do it for the second one. If you can't do that for the second one, you disqualify. All right. Whole nother conversation I didn't want to get into, but I did have to kind of like correct her on that, man. I didn't like that she posted that, right? But I know that's just something she was taught and she heard and she brought that doctrine in because you can't find it in the scripture. All right, let's get back to it though. Debt slaves, all right? Give me Proverbs 23, 22 and 22. Proverbs 22 and 22. Get the book of Proverbs, chapter 22. Let's get verse 22.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Rob not the poor, because he is poor. Neither oppress the afflicted in the gate.
The Lord said you're not supposed to rob a poor man because he's poor, or finesse him, or beat him out of money. That's, you're not supposed to do that. What does America does? The complete opposite, but they claim they a place of God, right? Don't they say on their dollar bill, in God we trust? How? How do you trust God when you do everything contrary to what God tells us to do? Right? Let's get some more, right? So there's another thing. Here's another form of discriminatory lending. There's a thing called redlining. Right? I'm gonna read it. It says redlining. It says refuse a loan or insurance to someone because they live in an area deemed to be poor financial risk. So this is why when you fill out your insurance application, they always ask you what's your zip code where you live. You got to give them a nice location to get favorable rates. You know, when I used to live in the projects, I'm like, damn, my bill high enough. You know what I'm saying? And then when I moved to Cerritos, now they have knocked about $50 off. That's like, yeah, he more than likely has a garage, it's safer. And it makes sense. I mean, I understand the thinking as an insurance company, insurer, they like, damn, you're in a project, you might get shot at, you know what I'm saying? You're susceptible to some other things. I gotta be you're a high risk insurance, somebody I'm gonna insure. But redlining is designed to wedge us out of the business, of the finances that's rolling through the community. The goal is to keep us held out. That's the goal behind it. We're gonna make sure we keep the niggas and the Mexicans out. If they're gonna get money, they better find another way to get it. And usually how we have to get it. Entertainment is another one, but really through illegal measures. Right? We always have to get it illegal. If you see anybody that's doing well, it's probably in our community, it's probably through some dirty money that they laundered clean for a fact. There's not too many of us that did it righteously, to be honest with you. I mean, at least, I mean, you can have some, but for the most part, if you see a community that's really, really thriving, more than likely they got it from illegal sources. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we're forced to do this through these systemic forms of keeping us out. Right? Give me that policy. Give me Daniel 8:25. Right? They have wicked policies to keep us held out. They have these wicked policies to keep us held out. Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
See, through his policies, what does crafty mean, Daniela? You know I'm gonna call you Daniela. What does crafty mean? When somebody's crafty, what does that mean? Give me the mic. I want to hear you, and the people online so they can hear you.
Being deceptive.
Absolutely, right? They're being deceitful, right? So look, the Lord said it again. Read it again.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in
He's
his
gonna
hand.
be able to prosper through crafty, deceptive measures. How do I cause myself systemically to be able to prosper? Well, I prey on the disadvantaged, the frail, right? And I give them loans that they can't pay back, right? My goal is to make you a debt slave for the rest of your life. So what I did was create money out of nowhere. I gave you some imaginary money that's not real, and I made you work it off, right? And you got to pay me for the rest of your life. What do you think the word mortgage come from? You see the root word in mortgage? Morgue, which means you're going to owe me until you die. What's the goal behind it? Now, some of our people are smart. Some of our people got smarter and was like, look, we ain't paying you 30 years. We're going to figure out a way to get this off in 10 years. When property value go well, yeah, we're going to figure out a way to get, our people got smarter, but the goal behind it, initially, mortgage, you're going to pay me till you die. You think Esau going to give us some money just because? No, he going to win in the end. That's his goal. He ain't not trying to help us out. I'm not trying to help out the niggas and the Mexicans. My goal is to keep the niggas and the Mexicans oppressed so I can stay rich. Why would I give them an advantage and give them the information I know? That don't make sense. I want to preserve my kingdom, right? This is why when you look into the NFL, right, predominantly a black sport, how many black owners do you have? 0. You niggas are not getting on the top of this pie. You go down there and you work. You go down there and you catch those footballs and you entertain me and my constituents. But you don't get up here with the billionaires. Y'all can be high-paid millionaires. We're not tripping. NFL just signed a $10 billion television deal. You think they breaking that down with the players just going out there, breaking their necks? Concussions, can't walk right? Right? Odell Beckham tore his ACL, probably never going to be the same in the Super Bowl. Right? You think they're going to break that down with them? Bring it out, big bro. Bring it out. I know you know because he played on a very, very high level basketball, right?
You really just got to pay attention to what's going on. Like, you have these athletes, right? Like, especially in football, like, you see them play at a certain level, high level, right? Mm. What are they doing after their career's over?
Nothing.
Not necessarily. A lot of them are working on television. They're working.
They're
working. Like, they still have to have a job. Like, when you play on that level, on that stage, and you create that kind of money, you should never have to do nothing ever again. But these brothers, they have to have jobs. They have to work because when they're playing, they're not really getting paid how they should be getting paid if you really think about it. Because they gotta pay taxes, they gotta pay their agents, family, so on and so forth. So a lot of these people don't got money how we think that they got money.
Yeah, the brother Adrian Peterson, right? Phenomenal running back, excellent athlete. He had $200 million contracts. And he said he set back, he about my age, he about 34, 35. And he said he set back after his career was over and he's like, all right, look, I had $200 million. I'm trying to figure out how the hell I ran through $200 million.
Damn.
You gotta work on
200 mil?
200 million.
You're gonna be working on TV.
Nobody should have to worry about work after 200. But he said like what the brother Makazak was going into. He said he had to pay agents, he had to pay Uncle Sam,
Oh, God.
he had to pay the family, the mom that probably was, looking out for him all the time, making sure he go to Little League practice. He had to break her off. He had to break off Granny.
Spending all
He had to break off everybody that helped him get to that point. You look up that, damn, that's about 10 million. You know what I'm saying?
And then also in the contracts that they sign, sometimes that money is not guaranteed. So when you talked about crafty counsel, that's also crafty. You look at it on TV. Adrian Peterson signs for $100 million. Well, he has to get X amount of yards per game.
Oh yeah, it's incentive based. Yeah, it's incentive based.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and then you have to also pay attention when the incentives are about to hit. All of a sudden he gets benched. All of a sudden he gets cut. All of a sudden the cutoff date is in 2 weeks. All of a sudden he's released.
Wow.
You gotta pay attention to that stuff.
yeah. It's a cold game, man. Hey, look, it's cold, bro.
It's cold.
Hey, look, this game
cold.
is not. Hey, give me Ciroc, 13-4. Hey, this ain't nothing to play with, bro. It's a cold game, man.
That's cold.
Esau not playing with us, man. Read that. Huh? Oh no, I'm showing.
Yeah.
I'm showing it. Oh my
You sharing your
bad.
screen.
Oh, yeah.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
The Lord said, if you be for his profit, talking about the white man, he's gonna what?
He will use
He's
thee.
gonna use you up. Hey, nigger, come in here and run these footballs for me. Shoot these basketballs. Shut up and dribble and go out and don't speak about any of the oppression those niggers are going on in the projects. Just go out there and catch those footballs and make me and my family happy while we sit on the top looking down at you guys, right? Notice the owner box is at the top, looking down, similar to the Coliseum.
What they say to what did they say to what's the name? Go ahead. What did they say to our brother in the truth? Play football?
Oh yeah. We got a brother that played in the NFL. He's in the Niners now. Good brother. He said it was like the brother Toy said it was subtle, but he said it was so racist he had to laugh. He said the coach John Gruden, who's a known racist, right? He's a known racist, right? Didn't he just get fired for doing something racist, right? Yeah, he was a known racist. He came, he was like, "Hey, buddy, how's your hands? I got to make sure those hands are okay, man, so you can take my kids to college."
Hey, grabbed his hand.
Grabbed his hands and was like, "Hey, make sure your hands, hey, buddy, your hands are okay? I got to make sure my kids go to college off your hands."
He said he used to see the Edomite kids, the owners of like the NFL teams, their kids, they're not trying to catch footballs and be out there on the field. They learn in the business to take over to be bosses of the NFL team. So while we putting our kids in helmets, like, yeah, it's a good idea to have a 5-year-old bang his head against another 5-year-old. We think that's a good idea. And we say, yeah, go run. The white people, they ain't putting my kid in no helmet. You gonna own this. What you talking about? Football. Ha! We own this. We own them. They chattel. And I hate the coons, bro. Coons make me sick. You understand? But go ahead.
Sorry, Sloppy.
Come on, bring it out. Huh?
It's like the brother. What's the comedian? Paul Mooney.
Oh.
It's like what that brother said. He said that they say that a white man can't jump. He was like, they don't have to. They own the team.
Yeah. Yeah. What I can need to jump for when I own all. Yeah. I pay all y'all salaries. What I need to jump for? I don't need to jump. Right. Finish that. I'll get verse 5.
Sirach chapter 13, verse 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it.
If you got some type of talent, he gonna live with you. He gonna say we friends. He gonna tell you all the enticing words you want to hear. Hey, we're family. Like, hey, look, I drafted you because I seen the greatness in you. Right? The second you get that injury, hey, change your numbers. Hey, get him out of here, man. Security, get him out of here, man. Who let him in the building? Right? Why is this nigger in the building? Who let him in here? Did he go through the right measures to get this meeting with me? That's what they do to our people, man. Is that shit on that?
Read verse 6 too.
Yeah, read verse 6. Talk about it. Yeah, these demons, it's documented in the Bible. All we gotta do is read our Bible, right? Read.
If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee.
If he got need for you, he gonna tell you whatever you want to hear. Right? He gonna spit game all in your ear. Oh yeah, your family living in the projects. Look, listen, don't worry. You're gonna go ahead and run that ball, right? We're gonna give you a incentive-based contract. You're gonna do everything in the contract, and then next year we're gonna give you this $30 million. But you never make it to next year. Very few. You know what the NFL, I know because I have a lot of brothers played in the NFL. Not for long. The average life expectancy of an NFL player is 3 years. Imagine having a career for 3 years. You worked all your life to play for 3 years. You better save that little $700,000. That's it. You ain't getting nothing else, and then you get taxed half of that. So that $700,000 all of a sudden became $350,000 now. That's all you get for the rest of your life.
Get all the cars, jewelry.
You can't get that, man. You can't go get the bling when you on that type of salary, man. Because you ain't getting no more. You not. It's very few Jerry Rices, Ennis Smiths, Tom Brady's. It's very few of them. They are anomalies, right? The majority of them broke. Right? Majority of them are broke. That's it on that?
No.
Bring it out. I'll bring it out. Yeah.
He will deceive thee and smile upon thee,
Uh-huh.
and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what one is thou? And he will shame thee by his meats, until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice.
Ooh. Doesn't that sound like Esau? Man, he gonna deceive you, make you feel good, sweet talk you like you his woman. Right? Tell you all the things you want to hear. Right? Until it's time to perform on those contracts. Same thing they did to the Native Americans.
God.
Right? They removed them, right? They have the Indian Removal Act. If y'all don't know, right? It's still, this is a law. This is a real law in America, right? I don't even know how America can look up and just talk to us. Like, y'all should look down when y'all see us.
You can't forget the rappers too, though.
The rappers are idiots, man. They're
They
the stupidest people
they
in
signed
entertainment.
the dumbest contract.
They're the dumbest people. They don't own anything.
They be watching them YouTube videos. Y'all be seeing all that jury fake.
Yeah, it's all
Not fake in the sense of it's not real. That's all. Okay, put this on.
Yeah.
right.
Here you go. Okay, shoot the video. My bad.
Yeah,
shoot the video. Shoot the video. He a thug. He got the guns. He got the. And then after, take it off.
Yeah, we need that back. Yeah, we need that.
Oh, the guns. That was the props. Give me that.
Yeah.
Okay. And all your homies, your niggers, y'all go to the hood again. And then we'll give you $1,000 for it. Trust me, I know these young. I know homies. My bad. I forget.
Yeah, you sure?
I know young homies that's little rappers now. Little homies that I worked at their middle school and they little gangster rappers now. And they rapping. I can show you videos of them. I'm like, I don't own none of that. They put you on music, they put you on that, they give you that, you making them so much money, but you get that 5 minutes of fame. And you sign them contracts. But little do you know, everything, all the royalties, everything going back to the white man. As hip hop, I know my cousin, he probably know this, but back in the day, hip hop, when we was just rapping on the street and wasn't getting no money, all the white man, he came, all them, Run DMC, well, probably not Run DMC, but all the old rappers, aside from like LL Cool J and them cats, man, they was getting boo-boo deals.
It was like 6% per album or something.
Yeah, boo-boo.
Yeah, and if it was multiple people in the group, that 6% was divided minus all the expenditures the record company put forward. So recording the music, the videos, the limousine, the food, you paid for that out of your 6%. You know?
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so if I could real quick.
You would have been better off getting a loan.
Pretty much.
That's why we got a loan, huh? But we can't get loans because they discriminate against us, right? What's the lesson about?
Hey, DMX said it best, real quick. He said to effect that basically, I write the music, perform the music, you know, I do all this stuff, but you own it.
For sure.
You know, and then you get all the money and I get a percentage. Like, how does that make sense? You know, I can't. That's not exactly how you said it. but that's the essence of it.
TLC, they was broke.
Yeah, that was
Remember,
broke after they first album.
remember they won that Grammy? And they was like, yeah, this Grammy, they was looking at the trophy like, they're like, we broke. Well, y'all was singing, I don't want no scrub. We broke. We ain't got no money.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, like the brother Tory was going into, it's expensive, man. I did music. It's very expensive. It's not a cheap business. It's not a cheap business. Like you trying to get into music, you're gonna have to pay some racks. But you gotta believe in yourself, right? If you're gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta believe in yourself. A lot of times we see people don't want to take the steps and invest their own money. They want to go get it from a cracker. And then when the cracker do you dirty, like he always do, then you get mad. Like you already got history, seeing that this is what he does. He has a pattern and a propensity to give us the worst deals. So why you mad? We got. It's not like the 70s and the 60s, right? They didn't know. Y'all know. Like now, you know better, man.
Yeah.
We got too much proof. You know what I'm saying? And y'all still taking these slave deals? Come on now. I can't
Man,
even.
you have brothers like Master P that woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Use a mic up.
Yeah, use the mic so they can hear you online.
You had brothers like Master P that, you know, in the early 90s, he woke up, he studied the business and understand how that thing worked. And he realized that he could push his own records independently. So once he pushed his record independently, he got all his money. So it came to the point where he had to the record label heads, they had to come to him and make a partnership, not a deal. So he's one of the guys, and I'm pretty sure I'm skipping over somebody that might have did it before.
No, it's him and Jay-Z. They're the only two.
Yeah, him and Jay-Z.
Yeah,
So yeah, you know, the brothers got smart finally, but that's after what, like 3 decades of us
Getting great,
being
yeah.
screwed over on the music. And you know, Prince was another guy who he educated, you know, young rappers like, hey, own your masters. Because like the brother brought out, a lot of these rappers, they don't even own their masters to their music. So
I can definitely tell you though, they're getting screwed in those deals. Like I'll break it down for you another time. But
Yeah.
like,
We'll talk about it after class. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Like,
Yeah,
they've
Con.
been doing it for a long time. They're getting screwed in those deals too.
Con, let's get Ecclesiasticus in your apocrypha. Let's get 20 and 29. Let's get 20 and 29. Watch this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 20, verse 29.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 20, verse 29.
Uh-huh.
Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove.
So little Ray from the projects, who's been poor all his life, his account balance is negative. He ain't got nothing. It's negative. You put 700,000 on the table and tell him, like, look, man, this is for you. You can buy your mom a house. You can buy a car. You can get you the Rollie, the Franco, all that you wanted. You think little Ray ain't signing that deal? Even though he worked way more than that, but the white man said, I'll give you this. Why? Read it again.
Verse 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of
It
the
blinds
wise.
your mind. You're not able to judge when you got this much money in your face. This is what's wrong with our people. Right? But the Lord is balanced. He said, treasures of wickedness profit you nothing. Treasures of wickedness, key word. Right? You got the bag, but you pissed off your maker to do it. Is that a win? You pissed off the creator to get the bag? That ain't a win. Not in my book. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it as a win. It might be a little momentary win, you know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to meet your maker in the day of judgment. Let's see how that work out. Right? Read.
And stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove.
And then, you know, and this can happen on a multitude of levels. You know what I'm saying? This can happen when you're in a form of ignorance, but it can also happen if you're somebody that's enlightened and then I can give you hush money. You can be bought out. That's the worst type of nigga that you can buy out. I see my people being oppressed, but since they gave me this million, I'm gonna turn a blind eye to it. I see my brother in wickedness and sin, but you know, I work for him, so I'm gonna turn a blind eye to it. That's our people. That's why the Lord said you can't accept a gift from somebody wicked. It perverts your judgment. Oh, you know, all of the white, they're not all that bad. That's what it makes you do. Look at me, look at my family. I'm doing right. I worked for a white man for 30 years. He took care of me. You're one out of 100 million. What about your folks? Oh no, I don't care about my folks. I made it out. The hell with them. Right? Drop that. Give me Sirach chapter 10. Stay in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, read verse 30. Watch this.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 30. The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches.
Is that not true? Hey, Sirach cold, huh? The poor man is honored for his skills. He know how to dribble. He can catch a football. He can throw a football. Right? And the rich man is honored because he's rich. See, we always get honored for our skills, right? Which is normal because we're the greatest people that the Most High ever created. But at some point, we got to get honored for this. Don't y'all want to get honored for this? What did Solomon pray for?
Wisdom.
Come on, man, we got to get back to this. And everything else just come with the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? When you're the smartest man on the earth, everything else just come with that. You know what I'm saying? The cars, the money, the women, all that comes when you have the wisdom. You know everything, right? Wisdom is very, very appealing and very, very attractive, right? Because not that many people are smart. Drop that. Let's get a prophecy in Revelation. I'm gonna bring some up. Let's get Revelation 6. Watch this. The Most High talked about these times we're in right now. Show you something. For those that don't know, we're going into the trumpets, the 7 seals. We're gonna get to the point though. We ain't gonna have hold y'all too much long and read all of this. Let's get to the point out. Give me verse 5.
Revelations chapter 6, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
All right, so that black horse represents the spirit. All right. For those who don't know, this whole chapter is talking about different seals and different time periods where the Heavenly Father would send out spirits on the earth. And these spirits will have certain identities and continuities to them. And there's certain things they were created to do on the earth, right? Now, this particular spirit had a set of balances, right? Let's look up that word balances, right? Let's go into that word. Shalaki. Let me get some. What scripture was that? Revelations?
Yeah, 6 and 5.
Your girl still going hard out in the chat?
No, she cool.
She goes, okay, all praises. She cool, all praises. Man, she's sweetheart. She always tap in. Sister Cheryl. I think she's an early woman, man, that's been around the block. I just have to show you that though, real quick, respectfully. Revelation 65. 65. Let me see. Salakia. All right, let's get balances, right? Let's get the word. How you say this word, Law?
Okay, you gonna put it on your phone?
Yeah.
Put it on the screen?
Duskas?
Do the
Duskas, I guess, whatever. Let's see what it is.
Strong's G 2218.
Zugas?
Zugas.
Okay, Zugas, okay. All right, Zugas, right? That's the Greek word. All right, now look what it says. Yoke. Right? Let's go to the Strong's definition. It says, let me get B so y'all can blow it up for y'all.
Hey, they can't see it online.
They can't see it? It's not shared?
Share your screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Salakia, my bad, y'all. Damn, man. All right. Screen shared, all right. So let's go back so they can see. All right, so we had Revelation chapter 6, verse 5, and then we got balance, right? Which is G 2218. This is the Greek variation. It means yoke, right? Let's get the Strong's definition. I'm gonna get B. It says metaphorically used of any burden or bondage as that of slavery, right? So what the Lord is saying here, right? Read that again, verse 5.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances.
So this black horse and this spirit had the power to put people in slavery. Sound familiar? They had the power to enslave the earth. This particular spirit, right? During this time period, right? Now that balances goes into slavery, but it's twofold, right? I want to bring out something. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts saying, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So the Lord said, look, this beast says a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny, right? Let's break that down. Let's get the parable in Matthew chapter 20. It's going to make sense. This particular spirit has the power to do these things, right? Get Matthew 20, get verse 12. Let's get to the point. Let's see what a penny means. Read that.
Matthew chapter 20, verse 12, saying, these lies have wrought but one hour.
Read verse 10 down to 12.
Verse 10, but when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more. And they likewise received every man a penny.
Mhm.
And when they have received it, they murmured against the good man of the house,
Yahushua, this is a parable talking about Yahushua, right? Who the world calls Christ. Read.
saying, these lies have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day.
Mhm.
But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny?
For what?
For a penny?
So a penny is a day's worth of work. You see that? Penny in scripture, a day's worth of work. Right now, let's go back to the parable. Watch this. A penny is a day's worth of work. Everybody in that parable received a penny for their work. It doesn't matter what time they came in. They could have came in early at 6 in the morning, or they could have came in the last shift. Everybody got a penny for the day. The penny signifies and is symbolic to a day's worth of work, right? Read verse 6 again.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts saying, a measure of wheat for a penny.
So wheat would cost you a day's worth of work. Who's offsetting the balances to the point where now you have to spend down there a day's worth of work just going out to eat? Who's doing that? Who's engineering that? Exactly. The Lord let us know about the prophecies. He says the things that you basically buy that used to be, I know back when I was young and I'm not even that old. Man, I could get on with $20. I was a king. When I was 10, back in the day. 10. My daddy gave me $20. I was on. I was set. I'm talking about balling. I'm getting white teas. I'm getting some pizza. I'm about to go to the movies. Boy, I'm about to get some cookies.
Go to the movies.
I'm about to be on with the $20 bill. Man, I can't even get in the movies with 20 now.
Man, 20 can't get in the movie.
You can't even. The Lord is telling us that this particular spirit had the power to offset and falsify the balances so much so now basic essentials will cost you a day's worth of work. How much is gasoline in California now?
Almost $70.
Right.
Fill up, right? Let's see. Let me see. Let's go back. Gas prices
It's like almost $7.
in
Gas is like $5.50.
2005. This when I was kind of, doing my thing in high school, 2005. I just graduated. Matter of fact, I just hit, I'm a grown man.
Gas is $2.
Gas, gas back then,
$2.80.
let me see. It was low.
$2.30.
It was like $2.30. $2, yeah, $2.30.
Wow.
So I was good with 10. I remember, you know what I'm saying? Whenever, I do my little allowance, I was cool with my little 10. I kept going. Yeah, I was straight with the 10. I'm cool. That's $10. You know what I'm saying? Now let's look at it. Where we at now? For sure. 25, I'm good. I'm good for the week. You know what I'm saying? Now look, 2022 gas prices in California. Let's get in California because Cali is different. $5.65.
That's Arco gas.
This probably the lowest one, huh? This probably the lowest one, right? So look, that's down there triple. It went from $2 to almost $6. It's down there triple. See, what the Lord was saying was this person is gonna falsify the balances, the spirit, so much that he's gonna offset basics, essentials, and make them to the point it's gonna cost you a day's worth of work to pay for it. So something you can get, you know what I mean, $10, now you gotta work a whole week of work just to get it now. Like the sister said, it takes $100 to fill up now. It's crazy. That's crazy. What? But the Lord let us know these times was coming. Yeah, I know with your Suburban, we talk about 150 easy. Come on, man. The Lord said that though. Read that again, verse 6. $90 for half a tank, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Read that.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil.
So a measure of basic essential is going to cost you a full day's of work. We're in those times where things that we used to can get at an abundance, it's going to take us a full day's of work. This is why you got brothers got to do overtime. You know what I'm saying? You got to down there have 2 incomes just to be able to sustain, because this demon has a spirit to falsify balances. Proverbs 11:1. He has a spirit on him. He just can't help it. He has to falsify the balances. This is what he was created to do, to be a demon, right? Proverbs 11:1.
The book of Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord.
The Lord said what?
A false balance is abomination to the
God
Lord.
don't like false balances, man. He like when things are fair and measured out, right? But when you falsify the balances and you exploit poor people, the Lord hates that. This is America's whole ideology. And this is how America continues to get rich, right? Because like the brother Rossi was bringing out the other day, it's a corporation. It's not a country. When you bring out the prophecy, talking about the end times, Armageddon, which is the real World War III, right? Check that video out, right? Hey, look, America understands, hey, this is a business. We're trying to get fat and rich. This is not a nation. Everybody that's American are not from America. They all came here from somewhere, the other side of the map. So they understand we came here to get that moolah, right? Drop that. Give me Proverbs 22:7. All right, so this is a little article I looked up. Like these is different forms of discriminatory lending. You have the subprime loan era, right? You have something called loan packing, interest only payments. I'm gonna talk about this. This is cold right here. This is some cold-ish to do to somebody, right? Read that. This is cold right here. Esau is ruthless, bro. When it comes to business, he's a very shrewd man, right? Read that. Where you at? 22:7. Yeah, 22:7.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
And we servants. What is another word for servant, Jacob? We slaves to who? The lender. That's the whole purpose. The goal for America is to get you in slavery and make you debt slaves, right? We changed the barbaric guerrilla style of slavery, right? Where you were chattel, and we said we're gonna just make them debt slaves, and they owe us for the rest of their lives, right? Because look, what do they advertise us with? Mortgages, car loans, subprime loans, credit cards, student loans. We're gonna get them on one of them, and they gotta pay us for the rest of their life. And every now and then you might have a couple of them make it out and make a couple money, but everybody else is going to be pulled in this debt. And we get rich and we enslave them until they pay us off, right? That is the whole principle behind America, right? Here's another form of systemic slavery, right? What they do. They gave a lot of our people interest-only loans. You familiar with that, Mama? You're probably familiar with that, right? During that time. This is a predatory lending tactic, right? It says, rip-off, straight rip-off. Predatory lenders may lure borrowers with the promise of low monthly payments. One such tactic that involves allowing borrowers to make interest-only payments early in the loan term. The problem is that at some point, you'll need to pay the principal. So what it is look, Look, my Kazak give me a loan, right? My Kazak give me a loan. Say it's for like 1,000. Let's just use short numbers, right? He said, hey, just give me 20% interest. The lender is going to make you pay over the process of the loan that 20% interest for the rest of your life. And you never ever get to the 1,000. So when I'm paying him back, I never get to the 1,000 that he originally lent me. So he got 200,000 out of me. Because it's interest only. So, but it's low. This is how they get you. So they entice you by like, all you gotta do is pay me $60. Pay me $60 to get back to the 1,000, but you end up over the course of time, you only took out 1,000, but you paid them back 10,000. The lender made 9 racks off of you. Yeah, and you still owe the principal.
And have y'all noticed that like there's no check cash loan places in the white areas?
They do not exist.
The check loan places all in the hood. All in the hood. You want to pay what is it? The
Payday loan.
payday loan. Ace cash. All in the hood. Cash for gold. All in the hood. Free cash. All in the hood. Ain't nowhere in either of my areas. All in the hood. And then guess what? You get a little $250 loan. You ain't gonna get the 250. You gonna get like one something, and then you gotta pay the 250 plus interest. Exactly. I'm telling you, man, he saw cold. He saw cold.
He saw cold, man. This is another form of slavery and how you get us, man. Right? Now I'm gonna go where Roger was going into. He kind of beat me to the punch. Payday loans, right? That's on there. You see that? Payday loans. It says this is number 5, of discriminatory lending tactics. It says payday lending is one of the worst unfair lending practices, as it can also be discriminatory. While many states have imposed limits on the interest rates payday loan lenders can charge, the rates are still too high to be considered anything other than predatory. For example, Florida has imposed a 10% limit, but that 10% for on average 14 days. On an annual basis, that's more than 240% in interest. All right, let's calculate. Let's unravel this. All right, for those mathematicians. Danielle, you good at math? Somewhat. Okay, so follow me. All right, I'm walking with you, right? You give me 1,000, right? I got to give you back 240%. You give me 1,000, I got to give you 240%. 240% plus 1,000 is 3,400. So I got to give you give me a rack, and I got to give you back $3,400. Does that make sense? How the hell I'm already struggling? You want me to give you back 240%? This is payday lending. And as the brother Watson brought off eloquently, he kind of beat me to the punch. It's all in our hoods. No, you in the spirit. It's all in our hoods. You ain't gonna find that in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills will kick them out. Hey, get the hell out of here. We don't want y'all here because that's wicked.
Well, they wouldn't get loans. They wouldn't even go there.
The goal is to exploit us because we don't know better. We think, I'm down and out, bro. I'm a ran behind. Let me get this little 2 racks. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing you're done. You gotta pay that for the rest of your life, right? Deuteronomy, watch this. This is illegal. Deuteronomy 23:19. Now, America portrays themselves as a loving, media darling, all-inclusive, we don't discriminate anybody type of country, right? And they say we're all one nation, right? Isn't that what they little Pledge of Allegiance? One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and right? Let's see. Let's see if they really about that, right? Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury.
The Lord said you're not supposed to do that if you're from the same nation. They claim we're supposed to be from the same nation, big bro. See, they finessed us. They spoon-fed us lies. They told us what we wanted to hear, right? We're not the same nation. America knows that, but they advertise that to us and say we're all inclusive. We're all together. You're American, I'm American. The land of the brave, I'm the home of the brave, the land of the free. That's what they advertise, right? But in God they trust, we go into the book of God and we see you're not supposed to use usury, meaning you cannot give a loan and charge interest. The goal of a loan is to help somebody out. That's the goal of a loan, not to further disenfranchise them. But America says, no, we're going to make it into a business. And we're going to get rich and fat, and we're not going to share it with anybody. Right? But watch this, though, because America understands this. We don't know this, though, right? Read. Verse 20.
Verse 20. Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy God may bless thee, and all that thou settest thine hands in the land whither thou goest to possess.
So the Lord said, look, you can't use usury on my kazak. That's my brother. I can't use usury on none of y'all, but other nations I can use usury. See, America bedazzled us with lies and said, we're one nation. So if we're going with that narrative, then they believe in God. So they say on their dollar, right? They're not supposed to charge any interest. But they understand we're not the same nation. They just advertise that to y'all. And they understand that we're a strange nation and we're different. And as a result, because we are not the same nation, they can use usury upon us. Right? This is why you see these subprime financial institutions all throughout our communities. Because the goal in the line is not to help you. It's to further put you in a hole. Put you in a ditch that you can't get out of. Right? This is the goal behind it, right? That's what America is all about. And this is why I hate this damn place, man, because our people can't see it. A lot of our people too blind to understand that. Give me James 5:2. A lot of our people too blind to understand this. You know what? 2 and 5, so like James 2 and 5.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 5.
For those that don't know, this is Christ's brother. He grew up in the same household as Christ. This is James right here, the Apostle James. Watch what he said.
Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith?
He chose us. We rich in faith, right? Even all the things that we went through, black and brown people love them some God. Even though they don't know the Father, they love him though. Jesus, the next door neighbors, Titsi, Osi Cristo. Oh, that is Cristo. What is Cristo? Right? They love him some God, man. Right? Don't, that's not his name, first of all, but I get you. We love him some God, right? They being ignorant as hell, but they love him some God, right? Read. Read.
Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him?
The Lord says the kingdom for us, right? Not everybody else. Read.
But ye have despised the poor.
But who?
But ye have despised the poor.
So the rich of our nation have despised the poor. We got brothers that's coons that get money and exploit our people on purpose. You know who's known for doing that? P. Diddy. P. Diddy is one of the most hated black business owners in the music industry because he's the one. He's one of those dudes to get up and give all of us the worst contracts, knowing where we come from and don't care. He's like, that's how I had to eat. Y'all got to eat the same way. When times change, why would you do that to your people? He's like, well, I went through it. They got to go through it. That's messed up. That's a terrible way of thinking. This is why we never can get out. Because we got too many people that's thinking with the fruits of the flesh and not the fruits of the spirit. Right? Read.
But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by the which you are called? If you fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, you do well.
So he said, rich man exploit us, right? Give me Job 31:6. We're almost done. Couple more. Yeah. Couple more. Give me Job chapter 31, verse 6.
The book of Job, chapter 31, verse 6. Let me be weighed in an even balance, that God may know mine integrity.
See, the Lord said even balance is somebody that has integrity, right? Daniela, what does integrity mean? From your knowledge, give it a mic. You know I'm gonna call on you.
Like honor.
Honor, okay. What else? Give me another word. Just look it up. Let's look it up. Hold on, let me share my screen. Let's look up the word integrity. All right, let's look it up. Let's see what it means, right? Let's look it up. That's a word we hear a lot, right, in scripture. Define integrity. All right, so it says integrity. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Right? Meaning, I'm in a position of power. I can help y'all out, but I'm not going to help y'all out. I'm going to utilize this power to further exploit y'all. That's America for you people. That is America. That's how America got fat and stinking rich. I'm in a position of power. I can help y'all, but I'm not going to help y'all. Because I understand if I help y'all and I give y'all a fair shake, y'all going to run circles around me. So you know what? I'm going to pretend like I'm helping y'all. And I'm going to use an anomaly, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Oprah, Dr. Dre, right? Notice it's always them. And they're going to be the face of the Black community. You can do it. You can be just like them. They were in the same projects as you. 1% of the other 99% that's still on Section 8 housing welfare, WIC. That's disgruntled. Single parent household, father not there. You know, the mother that got 9 kids and the daddy nowhere to be found. We forget about them, right? Right? But somebody that has integrity and sincere is going to help sincerely. Like you said, honor. Because that's one of the synonyms. They have honor. They have honor and they have a sense of honesty. That's the word I was looking for, honesty. You have the integrity is when you can be honest and nobody's looking. Right? Nobody's looking. I still do the right thing though. For example, right? I'm gonna just use it because this is a normal thing in our community, right? A man can be like, you know, damn, oh girl, she feeling me, man. Let me sneak over there one night. Nobody seen me. Right? That's wicked as hell. But I'm saying a man of integrity, if he does slip up, God forbid, if he does, he's gonna be honest about it and be like, I slipped up, and come to the Hakim and say he slipped up, as opposed to hiding it, trying to hide his sin. Somebody with integrity is not gonna hide his sin. They're gonna be honest. And we got generally good brothers here. Brothers always come to me all the time. Shaquata, hey, I was about to bet. Hey, I gotta holler at you, let's go to the back. You know what I'm saying? But the brothers got integrity. You know what I mean? Brothers ain't lying. They be like, Shaquata, hey, let me holler at you. I'm like, damn, you all right? Nah, I gotta tell you, I'll tell you something. It's on my heart. I'm a one. Brothers are good brothers here. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that Esau lacks. He does not have it. It's not in his spirit to be this, right? He's a child of Satan. What does the word Satan mean? Adversary, devil, deceiver. He can't help it. He's wired to be this way. He can't tell the truth, even if it's, notice, Makazak, when we out there street teaching and we talk about the bloody history of America, can white people be honest? They always moving the goalposts. They always saying, well, if I was there, it wouldn't have been that way. Liar. Liar. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even lie like that. Like, you know you would have been doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this is what they do, man. This is why they are the children of Satan, man, and they have to be dealt with by Yahweh Shai, the anointed. Drop that. We're gonna get a couple more. We're gonna get a couple more and get out of here. Let's get Sirach 11 and 18. Let's get Sirach 11 and 18. Get about 3 more and then we'll close it out. So we covered usury, right? Y'all familiar with usury? Okay. America had exploited us and used us, right? And gave us unfavorable loans, right? and put us in a further oppression and a rabbit hole that we can't get out of. And that's another form of slavery. Because what happens is when you're in these predicaments, now you got the brother. That's a good brother. He might be sincere. He might have made some mistakes and got a subprime loan or something like that. But he's hearing his wife at home. She's, you know what I mean? She's not really trying to be wicked, but she's like, babe, like, what's up? We got these kids. What are we doing? Now he's compelled. He has all this pressure. He's like, let me go make it right. Now he going doing some dumb ish, and now he get caught up. I'm not making no exceptions for that, but this is the pressure. I grew up in the projects. I know. I see homies that's good dudes that's get arguing and bickering from their wife because they can't come through on the money. They can't be providers what the Lord set them out to be. So they're forced to go do something stupid and then further themselves into this rabbit hole. But Esau understands that, and that's his goal. He said, look, I'm going to lock y'all asses up and make millions of dollars on the back end. The goal, I'm waiting for y'all to break one of these laws. I can't wait. I got surveillance cameras all around this mud. Please break one. Bring that out. Oh, you want to bring it up? Go ahead, out.
And if you don't break one, I'm gonna put something on it.
I'm gonna make I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? If y'all being too squeaky clean, we're gonna figure it out, man. We're gonna create some crime out here. It ain't gonna be too quiet around here, man. You know what I'm saying? Read that out.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse 18. There is that waxeth rich by his wariness and pitching.
The Lord said there is somebody that waxed rich through wars. America, right? That's how they got rich, right? How did America become a nation? What war was it? Revolutionary War, right? Isn't that how they established their independence? What was that war over?
Texas.
So look, let me show you the hypocrisy in America. We're getting taxed by the British crown, but we turn around and enslave black people. We're gonna go to war because we're getting taxed by the British who helped us get over here. Because they're taxing us and they're spending us. We're spending too much money on. I believe it was what was it? It was some food-based commodities that they wanted. I know it was coffee was one of them. Tea was another one. The tea was one of them. Right? They were getting mad. They were getting too much, spending too much money for the tea. Only right to have a war and become independent and say we're gonna break away from y'all guys and we're gonna come our own nation and enslave us right after that. God bless America. Are you serious? Are you serious?
They got a different God.
Yeah. For sure. We know who their God is. Yeah, their God is Satan, man. Because only Satan can think that's cool.
That's right.
Right? So you got people that get money from wars. Okay, drop that. Give me Sirach 18 and 33. And then we're going to get one more and we'll close it up. If anybody got questions. We'll try to take one question and then we'll close it up.
Sirach chapter 18, verse 33. Be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing.
So this is a balance, all right? I always got to provide the balance of the scriptures. The Lord said what?
Be not a beggar, be not made a beggar.
The Lord don't like beggars, family. It says, be not a beggar, read.
By banqueting upon borrowing.
By banqueting and relying on borrowing. My Kazaka, he the plug, big bro. I always got to hit him up. Hey, throw me something because I know he good. The Lord said, don't do that. That's wicked. Don't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be one of them dudes that's always calling brothers because you always in the red. Because you can't handle and manage your money. The Lord said what? Read it again.
Be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing.
I know the homies got me. I know the bros got me. I can go half off this little money. The homies, the bros got me. They're going to make sure I'm good. The Lord said, don't do that. That's wicked, right? Read.
Be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing when thou hast nothing in thy purse. For thou shalt lie in wait for thine own life and be talked on.
The Lord said, don't do that, man, because people are going to talk about you. Man, you always begging. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, don't be that way. Right? If you don't have the capacity to pay back the loan, don't do it. That's the balance of the scriptures. Most High always balance, right? A lot of our people getting, what was the lake last year, big bro? What was it? EDD, and what's the other one?
The
PPP loans. Niggas going to jail now, man. Y'all gotta pay that back. You know they're gonna pay that back. Israel's so retarded, man. You know you have to pay that back, right? You know you have to pay that. They're gonna come indict you. There's gonna be a federal indictment if you don't pay it back. Israel is crazy, man. Go ahead.
Not only do you have to pay it back, but you got to give a account of that money where you spent it.
But see, this is another form of discriminatory lending because they know we not going to have no accounting. We're going to get these niggas these loans so we can put them in jail. They know we ain't got no accounts. They know damn well we ain't got no accounts. No. An accountant? No. What is that? Come on, man. I love Israel, but Israel, man, I love Israel, but Israel be on some other stuff, man. They like, yeah, but get this PPP loan, you know, I'm gonna go get the foreign, I'm gonna get the Franco, I'm about to get a road, I'm home tomorrow. Like, bro, you know you gotta pay that back, right? Jake, man, Jake is crazy, man. All right, let's close it with this. Give me Sirach 41:5. Sirach 41:5. All right. To the spirit. Go ahead, bring it out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
The Lord said, sinners, children are abominable. Right? So who are the abominable children walking the earth? Esau. His kids were made in vain. Right? They were made in vain because they come through the loins of a very wicked, vile man. If you can hang a baby, an infant, my little man at, you can hang somebody that's like that age, you're disgusting. That's what Esau did to us. I hope y'all ain't forget because when I see Esau, I don't think about him now. I think about how they did our forefathers. When I see a white man trying to be cool, I'm thinking about what you did to my forefathers. I ain't forgot. It's always in the forefront of my mind. That's why I don't even want to deal with them, right? Because I understand that they're vile. And I understand the Bible, right? Read it again. The Lord said this. I didn't write this. Why? Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children. The children of sinners are abominable children.
The Lord said the children that come from white people are abominable. The word abominable means disgusting, vile. Read.
And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
Read.
The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish.
The inheritance from sinners shall perish. What's another word for perish? Die or wipe away, disappear. Because they got it unjustly. They didn't get it on fair, evil plan grounds. Right? Read.
And their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
So the houses you see in Beverly Hills, Bel Air, it has a perpetual stain. Because all of them got it off of slave money. Slave owners passing down 250 years of free labor. Of course you're going to be a billionaire. If I can make $250 billion, I don't have to break it down with the team. For years, 250 years. Right? And slavery really didn't end when Abraham Lincoln, like your boy said, when he freed us, it took years for that message to get across, right? Hold the question to the end. Hold the question there. I'm almost done. Read that.
Verse 8, or Salakia, verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
And then when we go out there, like what the sister was doing the other day, well, not the sister, the demon that was doing the other day to you. Lord was like, I'm not trying to hear that. Give me Matthew 24. Remember, she kept trying to complain.
She was trying to get a hug.
She's trying to complain. Read it again. She wanted a hug. First, she insulted us, and then 10 minutes later, she said, "Let me hug him." Right? But look, this is her whole basis of what she was saying. She was complaining like, "I'm not him. I'm not like my forefathers." Yes, you are. I can see you're a demon. You can't play. I see that you're a demon. I can see that you're very wicked and vile. The fact that you told me you got 4 black friends already let me know you're wicked.
She said that too. That was crazy.
She had 4 black friends. She said, I have 4 black. You already exposed your hand. I didn't even say nothing to you. You just revealed that information because you feel so disgusted
Just 4 though, right?
for you to have to say that. I'm just gonna give them this information. I have 4 black friends. You know that, right? Read that. I can read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
And they complain. They like, damn, man, we getting all of this disdain from these Hebrew Israelites because of what our forefathers did. To the point we can't even walk on the corner with them boys, man. They're gonna bring out all the information. They got it, right? The Lord said, knowledge will what? We know now, right? We got the Basilicon to run. We got all these little books that cost like $2,000. We got them now, paperbacks. Yeah, run that. Yeah, I can't afford it, but when you finish with it, send it to us over here. Send it to Bob so we can bring it out, or give us a copy. They hate us because we bringing it out. We bringing out this information that was hidden at one point in time, right? Read.
Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God.
The Lord said destruction is coming to these demons that forsake the laws of the Most High God, man. Read.
For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction.
And I love that. It's one of my favorite scriptures. If you what?
For if ye
The
increase,
so-called white man increase.
it shall be to your destruction.
For vain. The Lord set them up to destroy them like he did in ancient Egypt. So be comforted with those words, family. It's going to come a day we're going to get it balanced, right? The Lord said a false balance is abomination. It's going to balance out. They up here right now. We're on the low right now, right? But it's going to come a time when Jacob rise. Kwam Yasharah.
Kwam Yasharah.
All praise to the Most High, right? Hopefully your family online was edified. Their brothers and sisters is laughing in the chat. All praise, man. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Have a rest of your good Sabbath. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, family. Shalom, shalom.